Okay. All right, we're back. Woohoo! Hi, everyone. We'll be short burn, at least for now. He might come later, he might not. He's going to be exhausted, so we'll see. But before we get started, from you players, any questions?
Where's my experience? Every time.
Yes. Yeah, I'll have time tomorrow. I'll get that done. Get that to you guys.
No, you won't. You won't do it. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Oh shit!
Now
Is
it's
this
a
going to be
challenge.
past and future kind of business going on?
See, now it's the catch-22 because if I do it, it was just to prove him wrong.
No, you should just fucking do it because we deserve experience, motherfucker. So yes, do it out of spite to prove me wrong. Be proud in that fact.
No, but you guys will get your experience, and I apologize. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, then.
Can
So
you
am I
wait
allowed
for
to
me
kill
to
the
open out
puppet
my
yet?
character sheet?
I can, sir.
Great.
I don't know about the
You no
players,
longer
though.
have to wait. My character sheet is open.
Right. When last we left, Lucas was trying to interrogate the soldier that you guys
Wait,
had.
are we streaming?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Have we been streaming this entire time?
No. I said we were starting up again. We've been streaming a minute and 30.
Did they hear the past Inferno
Nope.
thing?
Nope, they did not.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's
I just
fine.
was very surprised.
No.
Okay.
I in your shoes, I probably would have done the same thing. That is an important thing to establish.
Yes. Can the world hear me? Poop!
You guys had stopped him from killing himself, barely. His friend had managed to chomp down on some sort of death pill.
Oh, yeah.
And managed to kind of stop his bleeding by turning him into a puppet.
Yep.
And
If it's not really blood, he can't bleed to death.
and we're interrogating said puppet to
Oh, yeah.
to find out that he was actually a tough nut to crack and was not giving in to Lucas's considerable pressure. You also met, oh my gosh, Alice?
Oh, my God.
I-
No.
No, hang on.
Mackenzie, what's your character's name?
Anna. Okay, sorry, I'm opening up that sheet.
Um,
Sorry, you guys met Anna
I mean,
and are partially kind of holding her as a prisoner?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Till she proves she's not in on this.
Mhm.
Yes.
you guys are treating her as a suspect very interestingly. That's not a word.
Yep. We do everything interesting.
They have their own style. All right, so we'll go ahead and
behavior control.
we'll go ahead and get started from there. When last we left, you guys were deciding on what you wanted your next step to be.
Okay. Hey guys, what should be your next step? Okay, no, but seriously, we should figure out a next step. So, just maybe out of character brainstorming for now, and then transpose into in character. Work for you guys?
Mhm.
Okay.
Personally, I felt like I took up a lot of the last session, so I'm going to try to remove myself a bit. But at the same time, I do have a few things if you want my direct help.
Yes, like don't worry about time and all this other stuff. The point is to play together. We're not judging everyone by minutes, so it's all good.
Okay.
So let's hear. I'll lead us off. Since the puppet criminal is stubborn, I think our best lead, frankly, is
HH?
to go to Anna's boss,
Again?
this two snaps
Oh,
fellow.
good boy.
He's obviously involved in something, in
That's
this
true.
in
Let's not
some
do this
sort
time.
of degree.
Let's
I
not-
think that's probably our best lead. We can either do it loud, which is us bursting in and asking questions, or we can do it quiet, which is Xavier pretending to be, well, not really pretending to be, well, trying to be for hire, right? And have Anna show up to introduce him and kind of gauge the reaction of like, hey, shouldn't
I
you
don't
be
know. I
dead?
think he
You
might be
know,
one
because
of
I
two.
sent you off to be framed, or some such thing.
He's be in
Okay.
prison.
Maybe after the session, I'll look it up, see if other
Yeah,
people have that
exactly, or
problem and what
something
they
like
do.
that, right? So
'Cause I didn't expect
that's
that.
one alley. I think that's our strongest lead right
Oh,
now.
crap, what did they
What are
say?
you thinking, Piph?
I didn't hear.
That's a pretty good direction to take. I thought a lot about this particular interrogation and which way it can go. I've done a lot of creative thinking, and so far a lot of it has not entirely panned out. But he does have a few more things that Lucas can do to try to loosen his lips. But
Well, if you can think of another way of him talking, then let's just do that. And if it fails, then we'll move on to plan 2 snaps.
Well, two things. One, Lucas did soften him up a bit, so he'd probably be a little bit more susceptible to questioning, maybe. And two, Lucas really kind of does need a bit of time to recoup. He can't even do his not trump card, his extra ability until he's gotten at least 1 hour of rest.
All right, then I have an idea. Xavier wouldn't mind. If you guys are up for it, I wouldn't. Before we head off to see this 2 snaps, Xavier wouldn't mind talking to this puppet for a little bit. See if he couldn't say anything to get him to talk. And it'd be handy if Kid was around too. Of course, Anna as well. But I think Kid will be very useful in this. Endeavor. Oh yes. So with the GM's approval, would we be able to have the next scene with Xavier and Kid?
Absolutely.
And Anna talking with this puppet?
Absolutely. Also, I do want to say real quick, I apologize to the stream. I muted my Discord mic and not my stream mic, so they got to hear me talking to HK. Sorry about that, everyone. But yes, absolutely, you are more than welcome to. He is still sitting in the chair.
Technically, he's pinned to the chair.
Yes. He also, again, it's kind of hard to tell minute emotions in a puppet face, but he looks tired or worn out.
Okay. So Xavier's going to get across from the chair and he'll say, I have to say, this is the first time I've ever had this circumstance. You can hear me clearly and you can talk just fine, right, little guy?
He just looks at you.
Okay, well, I'm going to assume you mean yes, because I'll see your reaction as soon enough. Good news is that you're not going to be this situation right now, this state that you're in. It's not going to be forever. You're going to turn back to who you normally are, all right? And I do know, it's very clear that you tried to kill yourself. So us threatening you with punishment or with death or with physical harm will do nothing, right? And Xavier's going to wait for a response.
He continues to look at you.
So I'm not going to say we're going to kill you because that's what you want. We're going to keep you alive. But it doesn't mean we're going to have to keep you alive whole. If one thing I know about most male species of most races is that their reproductive organs are very important to them. So it's very simple. You're going to give us a lead, an important lead. If you do not, my friend Kid here, do you see her sharp claws? Do you mind showing them for you, Kid? Showing him your claws, Kid?
Kid frowns a little bit and then raises a hand.
See? She's going to use those claws and she's going to rip out your dick. And you're going to live the rest of your life without your fucking dick. Now, talk. And I'd like to roll intimidation,
absolutely,
please, if possible.
Absolutely. I need to know one thing real quick. So, Kid.
I need to sign into roll 20. So take all the time.
Kid, when you rolled up your hand, is it like confused or nonchalant, or does Kid understand what's going on and plays along? What's Kid's mentality when raising said hand?
Kid was following along pretty well until he got up to the point of like, yeah, reproductive organs, and we're gonna rip off your dick. And then the frown just went from like
Deeper.
Just it went from resting bitch face to yeah sort of frown.
Like, I didn't know we were going that far. Okay, got it. That is all I needed to know. Okay, Inferno. If you could, roll me Intimidate. Only make it harder by 15.
Okay. I also make it harder by 15.
Correct,
Plus
yeah,
15. I also want everyone in the chat to know they're like, oh my god, Inferno. First of all, this is a threat. If Xavier is anything, he's all words. He's not. Just so people know, I'm not gonna mutilate this man's genitals, right? But he doesn't know that. What's the point of being a good shit talker and con artist if you don't tell a lie from time to time, right?
And if you don't sell it, yeah.
I failed. I mean, I made it.
What
I
is
failed by 11.
Okay, so not a horrible failure. His puppet eyes narrow as he looks between you and Kid, and he looks at Kid, and he looks back to you, and he says, I don't believe you. You would have done it already.
No, Xavier says, quickly trying to compose himself. If we were going to do it, then we would just do it, but then we'd have nothing to threaten you with. You see? It's like saying, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to eat your sandwich, but if I eat your sandwich first, then I got nothing. See the logic there?
He looks at you. You can tell what your character makes up to. Of course, is up to you. His eyebrows do move. His puppet face does. His eyes narrow, and he looks at you for a long time, and then he says, "If you were going to do something, oh wait, what am I doing? If you were going to do something, you'd have done it by now."
We've turned you into this. You don't consider that doing something?
He
Listen,
considers.
my friend's resting right now. He's got a whole lot of other crazy magical shit on you. And he's going to keep doing that until you give us what we want.
Oh.
I thought I could expedite things by getting you to talk, but if you want to be a tough guy, you can just work on. We're handing you off to him. Forget about threat of what you could or couldn't do. I'm telling you, this is happening. You're going to see that guy for as long as it takes. Just like that.
Can you roll me one more intimidation check?
Sure.
Make it harder by 10.
Okay. Oh, God damn it.
This man.
No.
This man.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I failed by 20 this time. It's all right. It's all right. I mean, I can't roll perfectly all the time.
His face, his eyes do widen. It's easy to tell that you did say something that got to him. But all he says is, "Do your worst."
Yeah.
Puppet voice.
Do your worst.
Kill your family. What's that content?
Please no.
All right.
Do drugs.
Xavier shrugs and he says, all right, well, we tried. You don't have to cut off his dick if you don't want to, kid. I mean, what's the point?
Kids, up until this point, they would have sort of been standing a little bit back, just sort of, not necessarily a hype man, but just like background muscle, if you can call them that.
Well, you're more like background fur and frowns, but yeah, close enough.
Yeah. And at this point, they move forward and sort of crouch in front of the the chair and stare at the doll person.
At this point, after Xavier's words, when he said the last thing he said, when he said "do your worst," he kind of put his head down, and he's not, whether purposely or not, he's not looking at any of you.
Oh, poor guy. All right, Cupcake, Xavier says. We don't even need you. We're going to follow up a couple other leads. We thought this would just make things faster. Good luck. Have fun. Say hi to Lucas for us. Oh, by the way, he's like high on cocaine, like at least 80% of the time. Xavier lies. Now I'm getting, you know what? Okay, wait. Very, very brief aside. Have any of you seen Reservoir Dogs?
Yes.
No.
Okay. All right. For those of you seen Reservoir Dogs, you know the famous scene
Are you
where
gonna
Michael
start
Madsen
dancing?
is dancing around. But instead of taking a knife and cutting off this guy's ear, Lucas is like playing the music and he's like putting a squirt gun in his face and like feeding him pie, but it's just as like dark and torturous. Stuck in the middle with you. Stuck in the middle. Okay, anyway, I'm done.
Oh, Anna might have a reaction to the last scene where she's pretty much
Oh.
just gonna look at you very confused and is judging your guys' authority as like a law enforcement right now.
Okay, you know what?
'Cause-
We're not law enforcement. We're dudes that law enforcement hired because we weren't law enforcement.
She doesn't know
Anna
that.
just knows you're the person that could take her to jail. That's all
This
she
is
knows.
true. This is true.
Ain't you never seen
right.
Training Day?
He's like high on cocaine
God.
80% of it.
Yes, kid.
So Kid's just like examining this doll very thoroughly. Are there any like loose threads on it? Because I know that the leg is like broken up, but is there like any fraying to the cloth? Like,
No.
is there a thread that's detached?
No, with the exception of the leg, which is torn and stuffing is very slowly leaking out of, none of the threads, the clothes look in really good condition. You can see threads. Like, for example, you might be able to pick one out, but there's no just loose ones.
Okay. Kid is going to look at the broken open leg and start plucking at one of the threads, just like, do you feel this?
He stares at you, but his face looks completely neutral.
I mean, you're living still, so you have to feel it, right? But you're
He looks at you, and his eyebrows droop down like in anger, in like a Bernie anger face, and he says, "I was dead the second I was caught, you filthy DB. Like I said to your friend, do your worst."
Kid watches him with a very unusually careful expression and goes, "Why do you keep calling me that?"
Xavier shrugs. He's not familiar with the term, I don't think.
His eyes widen in surprise, and the second, like, if for a second he's got a puppet face of like shock or surprise, and then he narrows his eyes again and then just stares at you.
What kind of eyes does this puppet have? Are they just like little buttons,
Let me see. I can find for you.
or is it like a Muppet eyes? Like,
Yeah, it's what I imagine is like a Bernie type of puppet.
okay. So like just big old
Big old
felt
white circles with a black
eyes.
circle in the middle.
Okay. Kid's gonna narrow their eyes at him and go, I don't like that expression. And just start plucking at the eyebrows and pulling them off.
The puppet lets out a high-pitched yell of pain.
Kid just continues doing it, just like very carefully and meticulously pulling off the fabric.
Oh dear.
Okay.
And you balked at my idea of taking out his dick. Just bluffing, too.
Monster.
You monster.
Hey! It's Isaac! Because you're not burned during this time. You give up your
Yeah.
identity. No.
I just finished my 5-hour stream, guys.
I know. Are you feeling okay, buddy?
Tired, but it's okay. I'm down here. I'm down for this.
Well, then good, because that we could just say that you're dreaming about this torture scene that's happening.
Fantastic.
Is it torture
was all a
to
dream.
puppet, or is it really just restitching something?
Well, he seems to be reacting in pain.
Yeah, that's just his programming. He's a robot.
What is it with Xavier?
That's one kind of waxing.
Kid,
Mm-hmm.
do me a favor.
Shift your alignment to evil.
Roll me a D100, please.
Boop, ba-doop, boop, 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 boop.
Okay. He starts crying in pain, and like, we'll say that you rip off all of his eyebrows. However, just so you know,
Oh my God.
it's not just the eyebrows. There's no way to take it off without taking off the fabric underneath it as well. So when you kind of tear it off, you can see like red stuffing underneath. So now he has like a strip of missing skin fabric. And his yells get more shrill, and he starts yelling towards Xavier, and he goes, "You gotta just let her do this? Let this thing..."
Xavier kind of grimaces a little bit and shrugs. He says, I don't like it, but first of all, we just recently hired her on. I don't think I can control her if I want to. Second of all, well, I'm willing to let it go to this point for now. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm not going to stop her just yet, though. The only way that's going to stop her for sure is you give us what we want.
By the way, Lucas, how long does the puppet spell last?
4 hours.
4 hours. Okay.
4
Okay.
hours. It
Okay.
is well within
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
time.
Well within that time. All right.
Oh, sorry. I think I said her. I guess I should have said them because
Yeah.
I still don't know what.
Yeah. I should have
You
said that
can
too.
If their
say him,
species even
her.
has one.
They
Okay.
aren't gonna stop you.
Yeah, it's true. It's just words.
So if I'm assuming kid's gonna kind of keep going, right?
After the first one, they kind of like look down at it and then look at the red stuffing and just like tilt their head. And it's like watching a dog see something curious, just kind of like, huh.
Huh.
All right.
That's what that's like.
So his face is, as much as you can tell, tired. He's obviously been through a lot.
Sure.
And it looks like this final act, this creepy, furry monster ripping off chunks of his flesh, quite literally, something snaps in him. And he just starts screaming hysterically and says, hang on, let me think here. He says, "You filthy scum! We're gonna wipe you out, all of you! My brothers will come, we will murder every one of you, and we will piss on your graves and eat every one of your family, you monster!"
Oh.
Kid's going to shove the eyebrow in the mouth.
Nice.
That's the wrong pipe.
The
Just give me a second.
Oh, just your brothers, no sisters are coming? It's too bad. I'd have room for your sisters.
I'm sorry, Mackenzie.
His response is muffled by his own eyebrows.
That was Anna, not. Well, Kenzie's scared as well right now.
Yeah. But he keeps screaming. And he spits out the eyebrow and he looks at Xavier and he says, "Oh, you couldn't handle my sisters. They would murder you."
Sure. Listen, we're not afraid of cowards who take pot shots with lightning on dignitaries, all right? If this is the worst you got, then we got nothing to worry about. So go fuck yourself.
"Oh, you will be scared. When they come like a black torrent with their skulls everywhere, when they burn this city to the ground, you'll care."
You don't know what I've seen. Xavier says, bunch of black skulls ain't gonna scare me. I've seen this Blagorth Armada. I fought through it, through a battle zone. This, nothing. So unless you give me a real reason to be afraid, I'm not gonna get to give you the reaction that you so desire.
He starts laughing hysterically. And his eyes are as wide as they can get. And he kind of just leans his head back and starts laughing up at the ceiling.
All right. No more creepy puppet time. Xavier's just gonna shrug and walk out of the room, the office building that we co-opted for our interrogation.
Mm-hmm.
Kid, before leaving, is going to pull off the other eyebrow.
Oh, God.
I like to think is just pause and I'll just suddenly, randomly, rip, and then runs away.
Not even Rip, just casually walks away. Like an afterthought.
He starts laughing harder, and from the sound of it, it's
You broke him.
it's like you broke him. He's not quite there.
Can we get a new doll? This one's broken.
No more dolls.
Okay. All right. No more dolls for Mackenzie. All right. So, outside the muffle laughter, Xavier is going to look over to Anna and say, "Black skulls, does that mean anything to you?"
No, I don't think it does.
Yeah, Xavier shrugs and he says, "I can think of at least 50 or more organization that uses the skull or black skulls or calls themselves the black skulls or their units are the black skulls. You see, because most humanoids," he raps on his head, "have skulls and black is a pretty popular color." That means nothing. Shit. Well, we did our best, although things got a little bit more bloodier. He's going to look over to Kid and say, "I typically like to just threaten people because they don't know I'm bullshitting. That was a little intense. But I've done something similar in the past. I did shoot a man in the kneecaps, but he was a child murderer."
Yeah, thanks for going easy on me.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, Xavier gives a bit of a charming smile towards Anna. "We don't know about you 100%. That guy we knew was trying to kill. And like I said, you're much more receptive, much more easier to talk with, much more pliable, if you don't mind my saying. So unless you're an amazing liar, which you could still be, you don't have to worry about that anytime soon."
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Although,
Mm.
now proved why these people hired you to go search for the assassins. Questioning it for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah, we're kind of what can you say? We're like contractors, Xavier says with a smile. Regardless, I think our best bet now is to regroup and arrange some sort of meeting or showdown with this Two Snaps fellow. He looks over to Anna, looks over to Kid. Agreed?
Can I ask something of you first?
Depends on what it is. I've learned a long time ago not to promise anything until I hear what it is. So go ahead. What's your favor?
I follow the same ideology. But is there any chance we can stop at my home on the way there? I want to get out of these clothes. Probably illegal for me to be walking around in them. B, I
Probably.
want to see if my sister's there before we go find my boss.
Sure. Sure, Xavier says. I don't see any particular problem with that. Although, Xavier gives a small, wiry smile. We don't fuck around. So if this is some sort of trap, we're going to respond in kind, right?
It's not the first. You know what? I'll give you this. It's not the first time I've had to deal with enforcement. I am not fucking with you guys.
All right. Well, I'll go against
It's-
my better instincts and trust you for now. But in the meantime, we should find Isaac and Lucas, our other companions, the tall guy with the hat, and the guy who turned the other fellow into a puppet, just to make sure we're all on the same page. We'll stop off at your place and then figure out how to deal with this Two Snaps fellow.
Alrighty.
All right. So let's reconnoiter with Isaac and Lucas if possible.
Wouldn't Lucas still be passed out though? Or is he just like power napping?
Oh, well, if Kid doesn't mind, she could always just carry him along. We know she's strong enough.
I'm just
Carry him along
imagining
by the
him
leg.
being
Just drag
like,
him.
not even just like in the most awkward and slightly adorable Princess Carrie like ever.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. With your tiny, oh my God, this has to happen.
I'm just picturing him with like his arms around their neck, just like he's gonna stop.
Like his knuckles almost dragging on the ground.
Yeah, little furry legs carrying him forward. Oh my god, it's adorbs.
All right.
All right.
Sure. So, if I understand correctly, you guys are going to regroup with Lucas and Isaac first. You're going to carry Lucas. So Isaac would have been in the area, right? Isaac was a witness. No, yeah, you were a witness to this, right? You were in the same room.
If I recall correctly, I was at least in the interrogation with Anna. I don't know where you put Isaac
Well,
at the start of this session.
no, we haven't really moved, so you would be wherever you were.
so
We were just in the
Yeah.
warehouse.
Yeah.
Or the
So
tax-
basically,
across
what
the
happens
street.
is let's reconnoiter with Isaac, and then you guys just turn around. Hello.
Oh, that's easy.
You find Lucas sleeping on a bench, snoring heavily with a feather floating above his mouth, shooting up into the air and gently floating back down with each snore.
All right, Xavier will run a hand through his hair, or should I say, the fiber optic strands that serve as his hair now. As he says, "All right, I think we are not going to get any more from this fellow, so I think we should turn him into the law authorities, bringing him with, send him off to Senator Teal's security force so they can monitor him when he changes back into a human. There were witnesses that he did try to kill her, so I say we give him off to the Corsairs because I don't think we can get any more information from him." Agreed on that part. Xavier looks around.
I mean, sure. I might want to try and sew his eyebrows back on and fix them up a bit.
If you feel like you want to do that, I'm not going to stop you, but time might be a factor here.
You could probably sew his mouth shut too. Kid grumbles.
Ooh, you're dark.
He's annoying.
Yes, he is. He is. Yes.
He's still a person, though.
Person who tried to kill someone else. So yeah.
I know. I understand that, and I feel that he should.
Hey,
answer
listen.
for
If
his
I was
crimes.
in his shoes, I would appreciate having my eyebrows put back together. So I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. So, Jim,
Yes.
I would like to spend some time, perhaps using a paramedics check because you have to suture people if you're a paramedic, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
you have to
so
know how to stitch people back up.
Don't have the sewing skill, I take it?
No, that's why I was saying maybe paramedics at a penalty.
Yes. I think at a penalty would be
I
fine.
mean, stitches
Yes.
are literally just threading flesh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There is a lot of differences into it, but I would say that the more difficult of the two would probably be the live stitching as opposed to the puppet stitching. However, I'm going to be giving you a small penalty for that and a larger penalty because he is... Fighting you is not the right word. He is shaking his head and laughing maniacally and
Thrashing about.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Like evil
Well, I'm just
Elmo.
gonna try once, and
Sure.
if he still continues to thrash about, I'll just put his eyebrows into his coat pocket if he has one, and just hand it over to somebody.
Okay.
Because if he's not going to cooperate, fuck this guy.
And so I will say
his hand and puts it into his pocket.
I will say this while you're doing it, he's just laughing and saying, "They're coming, they're coming, they're coming." Roll me a paramedics check and make it harder by 20.
By 20?
Mhm.
Okay. So then my chance is this. I think. Yes. I fail by 8.
I'm noticing a trend here.
All right.
So do I accidentally sew one upside down?
Yeah. I mean,
You gave him a body
like,
bag.
like you're right. You didn't.
upside down. and he looks angry all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's not like failing by 8 would mean you can't sew it on. It just means that it's sewed on at a really weird angle.
Yes, so he's always angry.
All right, so here's what happens. Here's what happens. It's at a slight angle, and you sewed a fold. So, like, instead of it being completely flat, like, part of it folded on itself, and you sewed it.
Well, you know what? That's what I get for trying to help somebody who's fucking bananas. Not literally, but crazy.
This puppet is bananas.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Yep. What about his leg? Can I do anything about his leg or no? Just stuff some stuffing back in or amputate it?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
Well, I mean, no. See, here's the thing. Hold on. Let me explain. Okay? Let me explain. Before everything goes super dark. Let me explain.
All right, yes.
So he fell 3 stories.
Right.
And
Correct.
then was turned into a puppet. And he was throwing stuffing everywhere. That, to me, and I'm not even medically trained, makes me think that he cut his femoral artery when he was in his body. So he has seconds to live. The preferable thing to do would be to either stop the artery, stop the bleeding, or cut off circulation or cut off the leg.
all
Do
right.
a tourniquet.
So
something.
here's the thing. All the things you described, you are more than welcome to attempt. I will even say it would be somewhat less of a penalty because...
He's
Like-
easier to work with.
Yeah, exactly. Like, here's what I'm thinking. It's easier to
You can
hold
just
down a
stuff the stuffing
leg.
back in.
Like it's easier to hold down a leg than it is to... well, like the analogy I think of... Have you ever tried to clean something off a pet's face as opposed to get something off their leg? It is much
God,
harder to
yes.
do something to their face than it is their leg.
Yeah.
So I'd say you'd still have a small
Last
penalty.
time I tried to put lipstick on my dog.
You still have a penalty of like 10.
Okay. But I'm trying to make sure that when this wears off, he doesn't die.
Got it.
That's the goal.
The important thing is the lack of murder.
All right, go ahead and roll first, and then we'll go from there.
40 out of
Okay.
69. I succeed by 29.
Okay.
Woo.
Well, you succeed by 19, but yes. Oh no, you're right.
no.
Sorry.
29.
29.
Can we get a GM who knows math?
No,
Oh, no,
I'm
He just rolled poorly on his math skills. Leave
Yeah.
him alone.
No, you're right. I'm a shit asshole.
So you succeeded fairly well. You don't have to amputate the leg to get it sewed back up in working condition and splinted. But
Sweet.
it was a nasty, even as a puppet, you can tell. It was a very nasty wound. There was bone sticking out of very torn flesh and ligament and bones. And you know that if this guy survives and this heals, it is not going to heal pretty.
Yeah. But hey, I may have saved his life. So I'm going to take him and give him to a Corsair. Just, remember there was a guy that used his wreck to witness everything? I'm just going to pick him up and hand him to him and then go with the rest of the group and leave.
Okay. Just so you know, he's not a Corsair, but he did have a wreck. So you hand it
I
over to
will
him.
hand him to him and say either get him to the... actually, he was associated with Senator Teal, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
He's one
Okay.
of his higher goons.
I will tell him, get him to a Corsair or Senator Teal or someone. Okay.
And he looks at it, he goes, but, I mean, what are we going to do with a puppet?
Magic doesn't last forever, bud. I have just fixed him. I have sewn him up.
He looks at it
He
and
will-
looks at Isaac and goes, this is magic?
Yes, this is magic. Being able to turn somebody into a puppet is magic.
And he nods, and then he walks away, and you kind of hear on his breath, no fucking magic I've ever seen before.
Hey,
And
don't forget, he will need medical attention. Don't forget.
He's also covering, like, pinching the puppet's mouth shut, so you just hear, like, instead of insane laughter, you just hear. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Jesus.
That's great. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So as you guys exit the building, Senator Teal is outside, and when she starts to see you guys exit, and she sees her bodyguard walk up to her with a laughing puppet, she directs him over to where there are now some Corsairs standing off to the side, and then she looks to you guys and says, "Did you learn anything?"
Nope. Whoever this guy is, he is well trained and fanatical. We learned nothing, with the exception of some vague threats about brothers and sisters and black skulls coming to invade us all.
Yeah.
If that means anything to you, I'm all ears.
Black skulls?
Yes.
No, nothing I've ever seen, but if you have Corsair contacts, talk to one of their operators. They might be able to help you.
Yeah, we're not allowed official help.
Yeah.
Kid
We know
frowns
of
and
2
goes,
Corsairs.
Well, what about the one girl?
Sarah?
Sarah. Oh, right, Sarah. We can ask Sarah.
Well, she's a little overloaded by running things down, but this might take a higher priority. Sure.
Yeah. We can have her run that down while we head over to Anna's home.
Senator Teal nods and says, "I'll have my man transfer his wreck over to her as well."
Sounds good.
Fantastic.
So you learned nothing about who's trying to kill me and why?
We
Just
have
that they're
some-
really obnoxious.
And Xavier will give a charming smile and say, "Not yet, Senator, but as soon as we find anything, we'll let you know. Although, you should be aware that even if we do find something, it might be so classified, or for the sake of your own protections, it's best that you don't know. Rest assured, we have an extremely vested interest in finding out those who are trying to kill you, and we will do our absolute best. If we require any additional assistance, we will let you know. And there might be more attempts on your life. I'm not too sure if they'll try to use lightning or not, but for the next few days at the very least, or until our investigation has concluded, I highly suggest you stay at your estate. With a full complement of security, of course."
I appreciate the thought, and it is logical. Unfortunately, this is a bad time. This council is going to be voting soon, and I cannot hide in this house. And if they thought that these attacks would do so, they don't know me very well. I'm not the kind that scares that easily. She says, now she does look visibly shaken, and you saw earlier she was visibly shaken, but her words are steady.
Xavier is going to cross his arms and he says, "Now it's my turn to admire you and your strength and your tenacity and your courage. However, how are you going to vote if you are dead?"
She shakes her head and she says, "It's not about my vote. It's about showing whoever did this that I am not going to back down, that their tactics don't work, that terrorism will not stand. And that is a more important point than my life."
"Then so be it." Xavier shrugs and he says, "I see there's no using any logic or rational thought to you. Frankly, our business is to find out who tried to kill you, and if someone does kill you, then we'll have to just find out who actually successfully assassinated you. Best in luck in all your endeavors, of course, but I just want to say you've been warned, and clearly."
She nods and she says, "I thank you, and I hope..."
Don't. If you really wanted to thank me, you would do what I suggest. But I see you're too stubborn.
"I am sorry, but it must be this way.
Yeah, I'm sure.
If
I don't buy it, but that's fine," Xavier says, frustrated.
If you want, I could be of some assistance. You are obviously going after men with weapons and armor that are normally not allowed. I could give you a writ to give you permission to carry such weapons for a limited time within the city."
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Even though Xavier is incredibly frustrated by this Politico, he's not going to say no to that. He's not crazy. Having a force field on him is very handy after what everyone just went through.
So she will write something on a data pad and press a button, and she'll say, "It is done. For the next 48 hours, you will your pictures and your likenesses will be given to the CDF. They will know that you are allowed to wear usually banned items."
All right.
You may want to tell her that they seem to be targeting her schedule. Switching any of that position or time may mix things up.
What the sleeping guy said.
Okay.
Wait, no, I've had a vision.
Vision. Just say your character would have figured it
Yeah.
out. It's pretty logical.
I mean, and Isaac was a lawman, so.
Yeah, sure. Let's just say that.
All right. She would pause and she would nod and she would say, "That does make sense. I will seek the Corsair's counsel on this, but I agree, perhaps."
Do not seek their counsel on this. Please, if you're going to make any change of your schedule, keep it small and localized. We do not know how far this goes.
She stares at Xavier for a while and then says, "Very well. I will randomize it myself."
Well, that'll at least make me feel a little bit better. With all due respect, Senator, you're far too attractive and smart to die. At least right now.
She looks at Xavier fondly, and she says, "I'm sorry to have frustrated you." And then she turns and starts to walk away.
Xavier will just nod and shrug, realizing that there's some things you can change, there's some things you cannot. And a woman's mind very rarely is a thing that you can change. I say this with 2 women in my party. Hello.
Hello.
I want to argue, but I'm stubborn as fuck, so I can't.
I'd just be proving the point.
That is one case study. Needs more.
This is true.
Thank you,
This is, yeah, my claim is completely unfounded. Completely unfounded.
By the way, Kid is
Anyway.
looking at Xavier with a very weird expression.
I noticed Xavier gives a bit of a smile and shrugs, and it says, "Stick with me, kid, and I'll teach you all sorts of things about culture and psychology and all that good stuff." But suffice to say, Xavier rubs his hands together. If my understanding is correct, Anna, you'll be more cooperative once you know at least the whereabouts of the safety of your sister. So before we go back to her ship and rearm, I suggest we take a chance and escort this young woman back to her home so she can further assist us.
Question.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Would she have put the force field thingy on Anna as well?
Actually, that's the thing. So if you guys look at your, the data pad that you got that is basically your badge of approval, the information has been transferred there, and possibly because Counselor Teal had no idea really what was going on, she added Anna on that list. Everyone in your
Yay.
group at this moment has authorization.
Neat.
Weren't we supposed to be keeping her away from the lady?
Well, you weren't, and a fair point from her point of view. She hasn't exactly been treated like a highly suspected prisoner. So yeah, do the name
How
for
did
whatever
even searched me?
for whatever reasons. She added Anna to the list.
To be honest,
No, that
we didn't
was
search
that
the
was
puppet
in
either.
character question.
That's true.
Just let it happen, guys.
Yeah.
And I would be
Fine.
staying like as far away as possible, kind of in the back, like I don't know why I'm here, but okay, I like this information.
All right. But Xavier says, well, since you know where your home is, I suppose you'll have to take the lead. But don't go too fast to make sure you're within arm's reach of any of us, Anna, if you don't mind.
I wouldn't take the risk of running at the moment.
Probably good call. Xavier says, that's not a threat, that's just a fact. Probably a really good call.
And just to clarify, are you guys transferring all the information you have to Sarah to see what she can dig up?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We can go ahead and just narratively do that one. She'll ask
Woo.
if everyone's okay.
Nope. Lucas is asleep.
She'll sound a bit worried about that. She'll be like, "What do you mean asleep? Was he hurt?"
No. He was just
No. He's tired.
he just needed a nap. He complained about being tired is all.
What?
He's fine.
Yeah.
What is he thinking?
Good
Anyway,
question.
I will take this data. I just got some sort of video record from Counselor Teal. I'll see what I can dig up.
Are you having her look up any information about Anna?
That's not a bad idea, actually.
I don't know why I'm
Thank you,
giving you
Anna.
this idea, but
Thank you, Anna.
Anna's character. That makes sense. And so after that, I like to think like maybe Isaac radios in asking about, the black skulls and everything like that. And then Xavier will like turn his head away from Anna and mumble, also. And he gives a description of Anna and like her name. If you can dig up anything on that, that'd be great too. Thank you.
give her the name Anna, and that is it.
And a description.
And a picture. Well, actually, you could give her a
if-
picture because there's now a picture
Oh,
of
yeah.
Anna because she is authorized to carry mega damage equipment.
Yes.
Where did she get this photo?
She snapped it. If I
Okay.
did not describe it, I should have. She would have snapped a
Xavier's
picture of
next.
all of you. So
Yeah, I got a sleeping picture.
We like opened up your eyes, so it looked like you were awake with her.
you
finger.
weakened at Bernie's it.
Sign on me, totally awake.
All right. So right now, Anna, your place of residence, if you want to call it that, is in one of the residential sections. It's section 6, and it's a single story house with 2 rooms, a kitchen, a bathroom. It's very plain, but it's also fairly cheap rent.
Nice. More than I was expecting.
Well, you have been doing some jobs, so.
True.
Oh, kid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Mao.
So you guys are
Pack cake.
currently in Sector 1. You have 2 options, of course. You can walk there, which I highly don't suggest, given how large the city is. Or you can call one of those floating hover vehicles.
We
Floating hover
technically have
vehicle.
one at disposal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I believe you told him to go back because you probably wouldn't need him or could call someone else.
Sure.
Right.
Either way, we
Yeah,
want
let's do
one.
All right.
Give me.
It'd be easy enough. Sarah could dispatch one for you. She is getting pretty good at this. So it takes about 5 minutes, and one shows up. This one does not have weapons attached to it on the front or back, and it lands, and you can see that it is piloted by an android that is built into the hovercraft itself. So it's like housed on a pillar in front of the control mechanisms. And as it sets down, it goes, "Hello there. Welcome to Air Cab. How can I assist you today?"
Xavier will look over to Anna. Well, tell him where to go.
Isaac will look over to Anna.
She would look slightly put off by the level of energy this android has, and then give him an address.
Did we let Teal know about the hover parked behind the building?
No, you did not.
Oh, the hover cycles. No. That
Should
would have been a
we?
good idea. Sure.
Just to frame reference, one of them is destroyed by Kid, or at least not functional by Kid. The other one is not touched by anything but a bouncy ball. So.
SDC damage.
Woo!
Woo!
Total destruction. Woo.
Wow.
There's at
Hey,
least
don't
one ant that's dead.
We do need some total destruction in this campaign. We need just to fuck something up real bad, but we're
You
getting ahead of
fucked up his
ourselves.
eyebrows.
Yeah, that's a very local level. Well, I'm talking about like a battle.
Macro. So wait, micro versus macro. Got it.
Yeah, we need to do that to like 100 puppets.
Anywho, where are we going? What's going on?
Okay, first things first. Do you want to go back and tell Counselor Teal
About?
the hover cycles?
Oh. I don't know.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Isaac will run and leap and try and. No, he'll just run and try and catch up
Got
and
it.
say, "Oh wait, by the way, there's a couple of hover cycles that were used by the so-called assassins."
Oh. And she'll look over to the two Corsairs that are now there, and she'll nod to them, and she'll say, "I believe that's more your jurisdiction than mine." And one of the Corsairs, which is a very young lad, really. He's got short hair, a couple freckles, very red, red cheeks. And he goes, "Oh, sure, of course. We will commandeer them for evidence." And then he will jog off towards the direction you point.
Yes. And then I will jog back to the group.
Okay, and you jog back as Anna is giving the address, and the driver says, "Okie dokie, just climb on board and we'll get you there in no time. By the way, my name is Driver Rob."
Hello, Rob.
Hello, Rob. Is Rob showing up
Lucas's
right now?
arm flaps up.
Xavier's like, I'm not going to address the robot.
He turns around as you guys pile in, and he says, "What a bright, cheerful bunch of passengers I have." And he lifts off, and he starts traveling down the road at a fairly good clip, the whole time going, "Isn't it wonderful weather? I just kid. The weather's always the same here on Zeberon. Ha ha ha. Wasn't that a funny joke?"
Nope.
Ha ha. And he just keeps on going.
Anna is just going to be looking out the window the entire time, just kind of absentmindedly.
There technically aren't any windows. This thing is straight up
Oh.
convertible. It is.
Oh no.
Actually, I should say, because you weren't here for that. It looks very much like the barges, the small barges from Jabba the Hutt.
Right. Okay. So regardless, she's going to be looking off into the streets and just kind of absentmindedly rubbing at her wrists anxiously.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She's thinking about other things
All right.
and
All right.
ignoring the robot.
All right. The robot will just keep on chattering. He'll be like, "This road's one of my favorite roads. I don't remember what it's called right now. My memory banks must be faulty." Ha ha ha! And he like slaps himself in the head. "No, just kidding. I know every road in this town."
Kid kind of like looks at everyone else and is just like, is this normal?
Xavier will give a smile to Kid and say, normal is always relative here in the Galaxies. My suggestion is just kind of go with it as best you can.
Kid like glances over at the robot as it makes another terrible and like forcefully fake laughs, just like ha ha ha.
Oh
ha.
God. Xavier's gonna look at the estimated time of this journey.
Yeah, there's actually like a little thing on the dashboard that says about 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh dear God. I mean, oh dear, whatever I believe in. Nothing.
Dearest,
Oh dear boy.
dearest goddess of trade, I think it was.
Whoa.
Wow.
I think she answered you.
I think so.
Did my headset yell at people again?
I think
Yes.
so.
Yes.
All I did was unplug
That
it.
wasn't the
Dearest.
goddess that Inferno created.
No, by the way, the goddess of the triumvirate is Dearest, and she's the goddess of storms. If you talk about the god of trade, that is Ceslios. Not to be confused with Padum, god of the sun.
Well, see,
Get your triumvirate right, you fucking heathen.
that explains why she was so pissed.
Yeah.
Nerd.
So for about 15, 20 minutes or so, we'll say in this time, Lucas, you would probably be awoken by the rushing wind or maybe a swerve or something that had to happen could wake you up. And I'm assuming you guys like placed him on a bench or something.
Sure, of course.
Okay.
We love our friend. He deserves
I'm
a bench.
just like I'm picturing Kid having like dumped him like on the seat next to them, and then just like every time they swerve, she
Yes.
just soccer moms him, just like flaps a hand down to keep him from sliding off.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And in about 15 minutes or so, the driver Rob pulls up to a small one-story house and stops in front of it and says, "Well, here's your stop. It's been way too short. I sure hope to see you guys again."
Xavier disembarks.
Question:
Mm-hmm.
Did I get an hour's worth of sleep?
No, it's only been like a 20-minute drive.
Right. It's been like 25 minutes.
How long was he
No,
sleeping
that
well,
was-
maybe since the interrogation, maybe that was another 10.
Okay, yeah. Since the interrogation, okay, we're looking at like 35. And to be fair, I said it would wake you up. I didn't say you had to stay awake. It's totally your call if Lucas drifts back off to sleep or what he does.
Lucas like goes. Has it been an hour yet?
Ha! No, you've only been riding for 12 minutes. Sleepyhead, I'm driver Rob.
Oh dear God, I'm gonna jump off this thing.
Lucas, with one eye closed and one eye open, groggily looks at him. Where am I?
And the robot will very loudly. Why, you're at the corner of 6th and 8th in District 4.
Kid immediately scoops him up and starts walking off.
Okay, bye, friendly robot man.
Goodbye. If you enjoyed the ride, be sure to rate me for my employers.
For a second, I thought you said rape.
Oh my god!
I'm like, no! You're annoying enough!
Oh my god! And as you are disembarking, he says, "Take as long as you need. I've been assigned to you for as long as you need." Ha! I said it twice.
How far, if I go at a full run and my speed value is 13, how far away from this fucking thing can I get?
Bye, Rob. I rate you 5 out
Xavier just starts running. So, Anna, your house.
Yeah. She will rush to the door, not because of the robot, and like quickly unlock it and just kind of run in screaming, Tessa, are you here?
You don't hear anything. There's no one in the house. I mean, it takes you all of 10 seconds to run through the house. Tessa's definitely not there. What is there that you did not see before, definitely, or possibly, is on your dresser, clear as day, there are pictures. Tons of pictures.
She will go and pick up the pictures and flip through them.
They are pictures of Counselor Teal, her house, her residence, the rooftop across the street. Those kind of pictures.
Xavier will like enter through the doorway after her, a few moments after her, and he'll be looking around the photos.
Is there a couch in like the front room?
Yes.
Most likely.
Yes.
Kid's gonna dump Lucas there and just start like looking around.
All right. The house is very sparse. I don't know, Anna, is it cleaned? Is it dirty? Is it...
It's like the level of mess where it's not like whole, like they're pigs. It's just like there's clearly they've been living there and they weren't expecting guests anytime soon.
Got it. So like bachelor or bachelorette level.
Like my house right now.
Like my apartment was like 2 hours ago.
Right.
Just like there's like dishes like on the counter and it's just like stuff like this jacket's thrown on the chair. It's like stuff like that.
Got it.
Yep.
It's not like on the floor.
Looks at the sink, dishes. Looks at chair, jacket.
However, you will notice that there are several things look either fairly new, as if they were bought very recently, or it's still kind of like half packed, so still kind of in a box. Not it signs that Anna and Tessa have not been here for very long.
Okay.
All right, that was more for all the other players. You
No,
already
so-
know.
I thought we were here for longer.
Are the
but-
photos
Oh.
like on the walls and shit?
No, they're on her dresser. Oh, hang on, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Potential framing photos.
Dun,
Exactly.
dun. Oh wow, they were more thorough than I was expecting.
Oh, that's okay. I have some
Oh, well.
follow-up questions. Depending on how you answer, it'll make things interesting. Dun dun dun. Foreshadowing.
Da da da.
Xavier's gonna. Yeah, no, because. Oh yeah! Oh my god, I was the one who started it.
Had to remind him.
Time now. Damn it.
Oh my goodness. You're the best. You're one of us now. One of us. One of us. Gooble gobble. Gooble gobble.
What the fuck?
You don't know what I'm talking about? It's from. Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna culturize you right now.
Oh.
That is not what you want to say to a person.
Oh no, bad joke, Kenzie. No, don't say that.
Prepare to be culturized.
If you say so.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it
Inferno,
in
you need to
PSYLP.
choose like different words.
Uh-oh, I'm back.
No.
What did I miss?
Inferno.
Apparently, I'm a heathen.
No, I said culturized.
That's what people do to farms.
No. Wait.
Wait.
Damn it.
Is it?
Anyways,
Remember
let's
the
play.
furries.
All right.
Yes.
So yeah. Anyways, Xavier's gonna stroll up behind Anna and see the pictures, and he'll say, "Interesting photos. And his face will be pretty stoic at this point, looking at her. Anna.
Mhm.
Care to explain?
I don't even own a camera.
Mm-hmm. Xavier kind of gives a bit of a smirk, and he leans up against the wall. He doesn't have his pistol out. He says, I find it very hard to believe that you having these photos laying out of nowhere, laying out in the open, and then insist that we come to your house so we can see them? That doesn't make any sense. Unless you forgot about them. What I also don't
They doing
understand.
that a lot.
Mhm. Wait a second. Xavier will say, so the evidence is piling up that someone is definitely wanting others to assume that you have something to do with Senator Teal.
Lucas rises from the bed like a freaking vampire.
Okay. Xavier will kind of flinch a little bit at the sudden movement, but realizing it's just Lucas waking up, he'll turn back to Anna and he'll say, you're obviously hiding something, and I might want to guess what it is. Your sister, if I heard you calling her name, it was Tessa?
Yes.
Does someone have has someone held her a ransom? Is someone forcing you to take part in this? You can tell us.
Not that I'm aware of, but I think she is mixed up in this somehow, and I don't want to. Wait, that's not what I wanted. That says
Yeah, that's okay.
something
You can rethink, refocus.
else.
I do it all the time.
That came out like what I was. Whatever. She's clearly messed up in this somehow. I don't think she's a mastermind in this, and I think she is. They're clearly. I don't know. There's. I don't know what they're doing with her. I would not be surprised if they're using her to keep me doing something, but they haven't told me the details of that yet.
Real quick, Isaac, you have a cross 2 pair.
Yeah. So, Lucas rose from the bed like a vampire. Isaac drew his pistols, and then realized it was Lucas, and then put his pistols away. That's it. Because he used the term as a vampire. So
Yeah,
So like
it's-
we're saying, he put like fake. Did he put fake fangs in his mouth and go blah?
No, it's like the
I know.
slow like half body rise.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
you
now
move up from your hips up. Yeah, I
it's
know.
now canon in this
Yeah.
campaign that when vampires wake up, they wake up just like that.
How does he know how to vampires sleep? He's one of them. Kill him.
My God!
All right. Anyway,
All right. Anyway,
we're digressing again.
back to you guys.
Are we not doing the interrogation anymore?
No.
Because Lucas obviously just realized what was going on.
Xavier shakes his head and he says, no, Lucas, we weren't getting anywhere. Kid even took some violent measures, and it just made him laugh like crazy and sputter something about black skulls. We're following up on this lead that Anna has about this Two Snaps fellow, and we've just now learned that her sister might be mixed up in all this too.
She's clearly not here, and she came with me to the warehouse. Somewhere in between that, I don't know. Clearly got separated somehow.
Xavier pauses for a moment and says, if they're using you to frame these assassinations or illegal activities, you were at Senator Teal. Maybe she's being set up to frame another attack.
A distraction?
Maybe. I think there's only one way to find out, and that is talking to the man who gave you this job, you and your sister, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I think we've pussyfooted around a little too much now. I think we need to see 2 chains, but it could be incredibly dangerous. I do suggest we resupply at our ship to ensure if something goes very violent, we won't all die, or at least less likely to.
Yeah, that's a good point. We should probably ask the Jews to get us our weapons back.
I believe that weren't they for? Didn't we just have to keep them on our ship, Squee? Or did no? Wait, you're right. We did hand them over, didn't we?
The ones that we
shit.
had on our person, or your
Yeah.
persons.
Mhm. Well, I would say and this is fairly easy. They wouldn't have been kept there. No, actually, here's the deal. You left all your mega damage stuff on the ship. You took regular SDC weapons with you that you were then told to put in a case or put in a
That's right.
locker, but you were able to take those with you when you left again.
Yeah, that's right. Because I used my pistol to wave around in Anna's face when she
Yeah.
woke up.
Same.
And Isaac was carrying around like a coffin-sized case of his guns.
I would do it.
So all your mega damage stuff is still on the ship.
Okay.
So,
Philip,
so you guys everyone want to head back there?
Sure, and on the way. Go ahead.
I still want to do some stuff in my house first.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
First, she's gonna look over at Xavier and be like, Philip, I want you to know one thing about my relationship with my sister. I will never let her out of my sight or come into harm. There's something at stake that I don't know if it's being a part in this, but she means everything to me right now. If she's mixed up in this, I would do everything to get her back.
Okay.
So, and she would also want to get changed and stuff first.
Oh yeah, sure. Of course, we'll give you the privacy that you need in order to get changed. Although Xavier's gonna pause for a little bit, and he's going to say, "Listen, I can sympathize about your family member, and this might be going against my better nature, but I think we don't need anyone to monitor you while you change. We'll give you a little bit of trust, inch by inch, and see if you can turn it. All right? But, well, I don't need to have to tell you not to do anything. I've made it very clear enough. Just, if this is as dire as we think it might be as fast as you can."
Are you going to allow me weapons when we go find this? Go to my boss?
Let's take it one step at a time. The big question is, do you normally approach your boss with weapons?
He has a couple of mine right now that were wherever the rest of my clothes are. But not usually. No, it's usually minor things. I don't always need weapons.
Yeah, and I'll let you know that MDC weapons are incredibly rare in this town for good reasons. So you would have a few SDC weapons, but nothing MDC.
Yeah, she does have one on her inventory that will probably be in the closet.
Right, exactly. What I'm saying is you don't take them with you around town.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
like
probably
me walking around with a bazooka.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
weird. And
no.
violent.
The point I was more trying to make was her comment. She doesn't always need weapons.
Gotcha. I get it. Xavier. I get it. You're special. Just kidding.
No, she just likes punching things.
Oh my. Interesting. Cool. Remind me not to get on our bad side. Xavier will give a nod and he'll say, "You know what? I was going to broach this conversation while we were talking, but might as well talk about it now. My suggestion is simple. Anna and I will go in unarmed and feel out the situation. My suggestion is the rest of you, Kid, Lucas, Isaac, stay nearby so fully armed and ready to go in case things go bad. I can let you know on the radio or through another signal, and you can come save our asses. What do you guys think about that?"
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Fully armed? As he gives you like a really like if a sloth was smiling at you.
Oh, let me guess. You have some mannequin arms somewhere?
Xavier will pause for a moment and he'll say, "I'm going to take a chance and say, yes, Lucas. Fully armed, everything you got."
Lucas opens his mouth like he's going to say something and just leaves it open for a while with his eyes closed.
Oh boy. Xavier instantly regrets what he said, but he can't unring that bell. So, but he'll look to Isaac and Kid. It's a
Seems
simple
fine to me.
plan, but it might work.
Yeah. It's
All
cool
right.
with me.
All right. Well, then
Kid
let's.
shrugs.
Yeah, you're pretty cool with anything, aren't you? That's what I like about you. You're pretty easygoing, kid. And Xavier say, well, let's give Anna a little bit of privacy so she can get changed, and we can get going.
So while Anna's getting changed, on your radios you'll hear like a call, and Sarah will say, you guys there?
Yep. For now.
All right. So I've been going over the data you got me, trying to prioritize things. First things first, this Anna character, person.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, kind of odd with that. There's no records of her whatsoever. I mean, no ID, no photo, no date of entry, no background, no nothing. She's a ghost. She shouldn't be here.
Okay. All right. Technically, we're ghosts too, though, right? Because we're recent arrivals from a different time.
She shakes her head. There's a log of when we entered the town. There's a log of when almost anyone enters the Zeberon.
I see. Xavier says, regretting the trust that he put into Anna. Being like, stupid, all the time, pretty faces. God damn it.
There is one thing. There is a photo of her that I found in the database. Nothing that gives me any information about her, but there is some connection to a two snaps. Does that ring a bell for anyone?
Yeah, real big bell, very loudly.
Okay, then you're going to love this. There is tons of information on this two snaps. Apparently, he's some small-time crime peddler. He's into the black market. He's kind of a hub. He gets things in, contraband, all kinds of things. But here's the thing. All this information that I found was put into the database 2 days ago. Just kind of a strange coincidence.
Who put it into the database? Xavier asks.
She there's a pause. She goes, "I'm trying to look into that, but I don't know. Someone from the CDF." And one last thing. I looked over for black skulls, and I looked over the rec data that I was given. Just a point note. I don't know if it matters or not, but literally what was said was black armor with skulls, so perhaps not black skulls. But the thing is, there's nothing in any of the factions around here on Zeberon that have that, and way too many things and factions in, well, they call it the Megaverse. I'm not quite sure what that is, but lots and lots of things.
Xavier gives a smirk and he says, that's just some fancy philosopher's way of saying through all known space and time.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense then. Too many to really... I'd need more information.
All right. Well, once we get more information, we'll let you know.
All right, then.
Well, Anna's getting changed after the radio communication. Oh, sorry. I guess she was wrapping up.
Oh, yeah,
right
she
there.
would say, I'm going to keep looking into who put this information in, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find out, not with my inexperience.
All right.
Kid will kind of pipe in, just like, you seem to be doing fine.
There's a pause and... Oh, thank you, kid.
Kid just kind of frowns, like, dang. Okay.
Fern frowns. All right.
Lucas gets into if there is a frame. Bye, Sarah.
Oh, you're up. Huh. I don't know.
Catch hell.
I just kind of thought that maybe while your friends were trying to figure out who's trying to kill this woman, you wouldn't, I don't know, sleep.
I just needed to get some energy back. Didn't get it. But we're doing
Didn't get it, motherfuckers. Thanks for nothing.
but I'm happy as a pear because I'm gonna go all in on this next assault as he like lists to the left a little bit.
You know, dude, if you want, I can put you to sleep for a bit.
Sarah goes, all right, that's it. You guys do what you need to do. I'll keep looking into this. Sarah, out.
And
Okay.
Xavier wasn't paying attention to the most recent Lucas shenanigans, as he has a thumb to his bottom lip and he says, a woman who has absolutely no digital record, and a man who has a plethora of information, but put in 2 days ago. This stinks.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody wants us to go towards a particular path.
They sure do. They sure do. We're being led by the nose on a lot of this stuff.
When did we get here?
Like time-wise,
Yeah.
it was like a 20-minute ride, but it felt like 3 hours.
Oh no, I mean like when our ship got here.
I would say for the characters, yeah. Gosh, you've only been here, what, 2.5, 3 hours?
Wow, we're productive.
Yeah.
Oh. So 2 days was before they knew it was us coming around. What do they usually do? Oh god. So would that miss on purpose and then have all this information already?
Because at first, you're right, Xavier says, this could be an elaborate ruse. We need to start finding information that they don't want us to find. Not this. And he gestures over to the dresser top with the photos on it. Not this planted bullshit.
Wouldn't the dresser be in the bedroom?
Oh, sorry.
Well, he'd point towards the bedroom, yeah.
Yeah, point towards the
Which,
bedroom.
by the way, you guys see Kid over by the door going, hurry up.
I know, I saw that. That's awesome. Yeah? Hurry up. I thought she was going to say so. Kid. Oh my god, I love Kid.
I thought she was going to be responding
Kid is
to her
great.
throwing things around her room.
Yeah? Hurry the fuck up. Alright.
They haven't really picked up on that one yet, but just you wait.
Oh,
Yay.
no.
Vocabulary is growing.
Yeah!
And Kid learns
Kid
so fast.
Well, Isaac and Lucas don't swear, but Xavier is not down with the potty language, so we're all good. Anyway.
Yeah,
Xavier will
and-
kind of just give a bit of a sigh.
Yeah, this will probably be when Anna will come out of the bedroom, just wearing like pants and like a white t-shirt with like a black waistcoat over top of it, and then go to the closet and open it and grab like her jacket and some shoes and start to put the shoes on in front of the closet door before looking up and then shutting it and moving to the couch instead.
As she's putting on her shoes, Xavier will say, "You have no record, you know that?"
I don't.
No, you do not.
Huh. Then I do better than I thought. Clearly you looked up on me then.
Of course I did. Xavier says, "I would think you would think less of me if I didn't." So this
took
is
you long
intentional.
enough.
This is your doing. You said before you knew your way around surveillance equipment, that sort of shit, right?
Yes.
So I take it
did
you
say
scrub
that.
the databases clean yourself?
No, I didn't want to take the risk in such a high city.
So you
Unless
didn't
it's for
do
job.
this.
No, but I have an idea why there's no record.
Well, please share.
Are you going to report me to authorities if you find me innocent?
No, you help us out right now. Turning you in is the last thing we have to worry about. Listen, our job is very clear to find out who's trying to kill Senator Teal. We're not on any other official capacity. Besides, we're not the most law-abiding folks ourselves, Xavier says, giving a gross understatement. Says the professional smuggler.
Well, and then she'll notice Kid looking at the closet and go, if you need the bathroom, it's down that hallway.
Kid not realizing that talking to them starts to open up the closet door.
Probably in there probably be like some boxes, some pairs of shoes, a jackets, rifle, some empty duffel bags.
A rifle. A nuke.
Not that.
Some purple stuff.
There might be something purple in there somewhere.
A literal BFG.
Sweet.
Oh right,
Big
friend
furry
giant.
No, what? No. We're gamers.
Big giant?
The big
Okay, here's right now the difference between men and women. If you say BFG to a dude, he's like, yeah, big fucking gun from Doom.
Oh.
You say BFG to a woman, they're like, oh, the big friendly giant, the Disney movie.
The book I read as a kid.
No, I would say actually, yeah, I was gonna say that's an age gap because BFG is from the '90s mostly.
I read that as a kid.
What, Doom? It's a game.
Oh, big friendly giant.
Yes, it's from Roald Dahl, the book as a kid in the 90s, Squee, so your thing doesn't count.
I guess not. I was just gonna say, did they make Doom as a text adventure and I didn't know?
No. See, they were both in the 90s.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
So.
All right.
Anyways.
Anywho.
And yeah, she'll make that comment to Kid and then turn back to Isaac. Or, not Isaac. Fuck.
Yes.
To us, Savior.
He's standing next to me, so it's okay. I won't take offense.
Yeah, he's just letting all the conversations happen around him, and he's looking to everybody, waiting to be let in, but no. Like usual.
Poor thing.
Anyways. Ignore you. No,
See, this is what happens.
Anyways, we were talking about, are you going to turn me in once you find me innocent?
I'm not technically a legal citizen here. I was smuggled in, and that is the debt I have to pay to Two Snaps, is for him smuggling me in.
Oh, Xavier says.
Neat.
That's his business. Smuggle people in. Shit, Xavier says. I bet you, once they run the identities of the puppet and his dead companion, I bet you they're not gonna show up 0 too.
Kid's gonna pipe up, so he's Seth.
No, Seth dealt with. Wait, maybe. He says, yeah. Huh. Xavier gives a bit of a smile and he says, smuggling objects is very easy. Well, depending on the situation. Smuggling people, that's a specialty that tends to be trickier, requires a lot of deception, or, Xavier says, a lot of data scrubbing, I guess. Interesting. Well, and now we definitely have to see this guy. He's definitely a link. And Xavier gives a bit of a smile and looks over to Lucas. Well, about what we were talking before about being led to someplace. One thing they were expecting was us to find her and probably shoot first and ask questions later. They weren't anticipating the rest of this. We do have one advantage, which is you, Anna, interestingly enough.
Make myself useful.
You know, the place that she may have been knocked out may have been moved from the first attempt. So that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's arm up and pay Two Snaps a visit. But now I know
Yes.
about Two Snaps, about smuggling in people. I think we can use this to our conversational advantage.
Sure. Plus, I have a few gadgets at the ship that I kind of want to get.
All right, let's go grab them.
All right.
Yes.
So you guys walk outside the house, and driver Bob goes, "Hey, welcome back. I missed you guys. Did you rate me?"
Oh, jeez.
How do I rate you?
Oh, that's easy. Just rate me on the data pad for my employers.
Please, for all you viewers, substitute rate with rate, and it's amazingly awful. Just rate me on
Terrible.
the data
Your
pad.
mind
No!
is terrible.
Have you rated me yet? No.
You know I get direct impact from your data pad.
Alright.
Oh, that's
he
terrible.
says, "So, where off to now?"
Kid looks up at Isaac and Xavier and goes, "Can't we just walk?"
No, takes too long, Xavier says. We're just going to have to deal with it. And Xavier will give the coordinates to where the ship was landed. Or docked, I guess I should say.
All right.
Did you hear me?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. No worries.
he-
Sorry, just because,
No, it's fine. He says, "Okie dokie. Just hop on board. It'll be fun."
Isaac hops on board. Like literal hops.
He claps his mechanical arms. And,
Isaac will sit down looking pleased.
and you guys take off and head towards the ship. And to spare the players, because I'm certainly not
this
sparing
should
the
not
characters, to spare the players, we'll just say Driver Rob was Driver Rob. You guys get back to the ship.
Recall?
Not from Total.
See, this is
Okay,
who we
okay.
should have had interrogating.
Yes, that's. Oh my God, that's a really great comparison.
To who?
From Total Recall.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going for.
Yes, but I didn't know. I think it was like one of those like exactly. Well, it was kind of like one of those like, oh God, that seems kind of familiar, and it's really annoying and fun, and I didn't remember where it was from or anything like that. But yes,
Buckle up.
yes, oh my God, yes, and he is the same thing. He has like the pole in the ground.
Yep.
Okay. So we can say you guys get back to the ship, where you will find Hart on the ship. She's sleeping because she's exhausted. She spent like 2 days fixing the AAG. So she's asleep in her room.
Isaac's exhausted too.
Yeah.
But he has to fight.
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm gonna like pull back here, let you guys kind of decide what you want to go, what you want to get, what you want to do from here. If you want to rest, I mean, there's no one stopping you from resting if you guys feel you want to. Because I know some of you are missing PPE and ISP and stuff.
Yeah.
As a player, I don't mind continuing. Lucas is actually not tired, so I wouldn't mind not going in with a full arsenal because he already got the green light.
And from my understanding, especially in regards to Anna's sister, I think there's a pretty high sense of urgency going on. So I'd encourage us just going as soon as we can.
Sure, absolutely.
Basically, there ain't no rest for the wicked.
Anna is very anxious right now.
Okay.
Sure.
So here's what we'll do. Go ahead and choose what you're taking. We'll be very kind of lax with it because I understand that you guys are equipping for localized war. So if you could later say, "Hey, would I brought this weapon?"
War.
Yeah, probably. So you don't have to tell me everything you're bringing. Not important right now.
Okay.
Just have an idea in your mind of what you're bringing, and then
I already know what I'm gonna take. It's
Oh yeah.
Xavier always.
I know
pretty
exactly
light.
what I'm
except for Kid, I need to know your entire arsenal. All the
Your
guns.
arsenal is
You
her
know,
body.
I've got these teeth and these claws.
Yeah, all the guns, all the bombs.
I'm
Got a
not gonna
wicked
take
elbow
the
That
drop.
would be
paper of the
me,
dam.
myself,
Wicked elbow
and
drop.
I.
And don't forget your little slug in a jar.
Slug in the jar is in the hospital.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get better,
Okay.
slug in a jar. I love you.
Would you like me to describe what I'm bringing?
Sure. You don't have to
Or
go
no.
into all the details. Well, I was gonna say, like, we don't have to go into the details. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are certain times where it's very important, and then there are other times where you guys are kidding out for a fight, and that's more than enough. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
you will notice what Lucas brings.
Yeah. Don't get me
Oh.
wrong. I'm not saying that you can't describe if you think it's important for.
I'll just list it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
sure.
I'll just list it in the chat.
Perfect. But yeah, if you think that the party would react in some way, or by all means.
Lucas is actually strapped with big ammo belts. 2 of them Xing his body.
Oh God.
He's also bringing along a fairly large, very clean and sophisticated, very shiny plasma machine gun.
Oh my god!
You did bring everything. It's true. We
Yeah?
might need that plasma machine gun.
Also
You know?
X'd on his back is a familiar staff with rockets on it.
I don't regret this. All right. For me, it's real simple. I'm taking my medium force field, of the one that I can just wear onto me. Although I want to put an overcoat so it's covering the majority of it. And my little ion pistol. That's it.
All right. Kid, we know what you're bringing.
And my mind charm.
Here's an important thing. Is anyone giving or allowing Anna to have weapons of any kind? I'm assuming, Anna, you're wearing... You had armor, right?
Yeah, she's probably not wearing the actual armor, more likely just wearing the armor jacket.
Okay, so still STC armor?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes,
I-
yes, it is.
So is anyone giving anything of any kind to Anna, and would she accept such things?
I would recommend us not.
Okay.
She is still completely an unknown factor. We know so little about her. It could be extremely dangerous.
She'll shrug it off.
It's true. I
No,
mean, sure, it
it's
looks
not.
like you're being framed, but you also have no known record, and all that we know is stuff that you're telling us.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's also not phased by the fact you're not giving her weapons, so
Oh, there
like
you
she's
go.
like, okay, I'm good.
Well, you're very easygoing. I'll give you that. Okay, evil laughter. You can't scare me. All right. Anyway, I'm good to continue on.
Okay.
I
So,
mean,
mhm.
I actually will offer her a gun.
You can see Xavier like sucking air through his teeth as he like glares
on.
daggers at Isaac.
It's a flare gun. And it's loaded with a globe
See,
of daylight
that was
spell.
misleading. You could have just said, "I give her a flare gun."
Would you like to use this?
With a globe of daylight spell, what's she gonna do? Shine people?
Exactly.
You know what? I've seen crazier shit happen in different campaigns, sir.
yeah.
Don't you
it's true.
laugh.
Although, to be fair, it would be fine, or it would be nice to have a backup in case we run into vampires. You know, I know running into vampires here is very unlikely, just like it is on Center. But, you know, we still ran into them on Center, so shut up, though.
I just like Isaac doing what he knows. Look, I know vampires, okay?
I know vampires.
Yes.
I know guns.
And you know what? Here, have some holy water and have a cross. Okay, here. Would you like any of this?
She'll look at the flare gun and say, "Is this in case I get separated from you guys so you can find me again?"
Isaac will look around. Yes. Totally. Yes. We'll go with that.
She'll take it with a shrug and just like put it in her.
But seriously, if you run into vampires, just shoot it up, and then they should not really bother you for a bit. Also, don't forget this is water, holy water.
She's
don't
not
forget
going to
they
take the
don't
holy
like-
water.
Anna?
Okay, I would recommend this cross then, because It stops vampire bites. I'm serious.
I've lived in this city longer than you have. I have not encountered vampires.
And real quick, do you have any lore, galactic lore skill?
I'm assuming that is not street sense because that's
No,
the
no,
only
yeah.
thing I have.
Okay,
Or
then
Street sense
you
for
don't
the galaxy.
you don't even know what a vampire this guy's talking about even is. You've never even heard the word before.
All right, so since he didn't take the cross, Isaac will put the cross on himself along with his other cross. So he has 2 crosses now.
Xavier will mutter something about the problem of being a hammer is that you see every single problem as a nail. But I mean that.
Writing in
I think
vampires.
the best part about the flare gun is I have used the flare gun as a weapon in another campaign.
Oh yeah, certainly
didn't
can
work.
be used.
Have you seen what you've done, Burn? I hope you're happy. You've given her exactly what she wants.
Good.
Yes, I can maybe use this.
All right, so
Anywho,
completely kitted out, outfitted, ready to go. I have a question for you, my dear players. This is usually where we end. This is a decent stopping point. We could stop here, or we could keep going for a little longer. It's up to you guys.
how is everyone else feeling?
I don't mind.
I
I'm
don't
not
have
tired.
work tomorrow.
Oh, you don't have work tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah, neither do I. Let's see what happens.
Alrighty, we can
If you good?
Okay.
I'm strapped up and ready to go.
He's so good.
Guys, it's only 7 p.m. for me.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
All right.
Look at me. I'm Burn. I'm in Hawaii. I'm 5 hours away. Wait, it's only 7 p.m. You're only 3 hours away from me right now. That's crazy.
Yeah. Because
Oh,
no
I
daylight
failed
savings
my
time for me.
math.
That's right. Hawaii's too good for it. All right,
Because we're
everyone.
basically on the equator.
Yeah, I know.
There's no need.
So you guys exit the ship. You hop back on Driver Rob, and
Oh, come on. Okay, wait. No. Fuck that. Driver Rob can go away. We want a new one. There was another guy who wasn't him. We want that guy.
Driver.
Or anyone else.
You know what? Before we do, I'm going to give him 5 thumbs up.
Real quick, as you do that or say that or something, Driver Rob will actually say, "Oh, I'm sorry, buddy, but your friend over there in Corsair Command assigned me to you for the whole day."
I don't give a shit. Xavier says. You know what?
Not that bad.
Xavier goes, hold up a second. Hold up just a fucking second. Sarah,
Yes.
can you contact or find a privately owned transportation company and give them our coordinates? We'll happily pay them double their price in order to make us a priority status, please.
Does our money even work out here?
I have no idea, but we're gonna charge it to the Corsair, Xavier says.
Sarah says, "Oh, but I already tasked a driver to you."
Nope, don't want him. He sucks.
You hear like a giggle in the background, and you hear like a whisper, and then you hear, well, apparently, it's a lot of drivers are tasked, and for efficiency reasons, if you've already tasked someone,
Kid is going to very quietly, very desperately say, "Please."
Does Anna know any other options?
Oh yes.
Anna
She has to get around this city.
might know. Okay, yes, I would say yes. Anna would know options, not in the Corsair area, but certainly there are public taxis everywhere. However, Anna, you would also know that the public taxis aren't much better as far as Driver Rob goes.
Oh.
But you hear laughter in the background, and you hear Sarah go, and you go, shh, shh.
Really?
Nice going, and you go, fine, I will see what I can do.
Thank you.
And she clicks off the radio, and a few seconds later,
when the radio clicks off, Xavier's gonna look over to Lucas and say, "I blame this rash of unprofessionalism on you."
What are you talking about?
Xavier's not gonna say anything else. That wasn't a question. That was a statement.
So hard to hold on to my drink. A few seconds later, driver Rob spins around towards you guys and says, "Oh, well, it looks like I've been called away, my friends. Well, if you ever need me, just dial 555 on your datapad."
Rape you later.
Wow. Isaac will
I said rape you later.
Isaac will actually put that in his hollow computer.
Okay.
Oh Jesus.
But I like him. Okay.
Great. I'm
God.
glad. We should run off and have babies together.
So, Sarah will get back on the radio a little bit. She'll say, "Okay, all right. I managed to get you a ride with an actual driver. However, they are actually really, and I'm being serious here, limited on time. So they can take you one way somewhere, but then they've got to go. Is that going to be okay?"
That's fine.
All right. Just give me about 3 minutes. And
We play a little Spanish Flea for 2 minutes and 59 seconds.
and
Aw.
then it takes about 3 minutes, and then a Corsair skiff arrives with a actual driver this time, and this one has weapons as well. So it's more militarized CDF type transport.
Yay.
And he goes, "I'm guessing you're the people I'm supposed to pick up. Where to?"
Yep.
By the
Looks to
way,
Anna.
when the robot man drives away, you hear from Lucas, "I love you."
Xavier's
Right, he
face
is a
has
nice
now
guy.
turned a shade of red.
You guys can't see this, but as driver Rob rides away, his mouth turns up into a happy smile, and he starts going.
Is he fucking
Okay.
Beaker now?
Yes.
Don't know.
He's fucking big.
Don't know.
I was thinking
You're
more
good as you
helper,
will.
but sure.
Oh, Venture Brothers. Oh my, look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, drawn from all kinds of places tonight. All right, so
Okay.
yes, Anna.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Anna, do you want to let them know where you generally meet Two Snaps?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll give them the address of the factory.
So
Okay.
she gives the driver an address of a factory in the industrial zone, which is Section 4. Which you guys would know enough because on your data pads in Cyber 6, I believe, was trying to give you... no, I think it was Indigo, actually, that was giving you a rough tour of the city. Section 4 is where all the factories and power plants and basically the equipment needed to run Zeberon, including its life support and electricity is.
See. Awesome. Although, I think Alora has to go.
Well then, we can go ahead and end there. That's fine.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
it
we'll
was
pick
just
it up.
before we got there,
Sure.
and then we can go on,
Hey, you solved the crisis of the session. You got rid of driver Rob, so that's a win.
I hope
did
you're
it.
experiencing for vanquishing a great enemy.
Wow.
I almost want to give it to you.
Do it. They'll make up for everything. He'll make up for Driver Rob. Actually, ironically, he didn't bother me all that much, but
Xavier,
Oh,
I
my-
gotta imagine.
just like imagine that fucking helper. No, not helper bot. Now I have Venture Brothers in my head. Sparkbot. Imagine Sparkbot was
Oh my
big
god.
and friendlier and drove a car.
Oh man. All right then, everyone. We're gonna go ahead and end the session there, and we'll be returning next
Sorry,
Wednesday.
guys.
No, it's fine. It's late. It's understandable.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Besides,
I'm also borrowing a computer, so
That would do it.
and
Yeah.
the good thing is, since we had a late session this week, it means not that many days until the next session. So woohoo!
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yay.
we will actually see you on Sunday, probably.
Oh yeah, for
Yes.
riffsers.
Riff.
Riffs.
Don't
Riff Tours.
forget.
We got to use a
Riffs.
pigeon.
Maybe.
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 I thought of another idea, but you know what? We can discuss that after the session.
Yes.
See you guys next
Bye
time.
bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.